Hey guys, so I got a question about how I seal up my spices to preserve them so that they stay fresh for longer. So I have these just glass jars and I buy seasoning in bulk from Azure Standard. So here's the curry. It's still sealed up in the bag. It came in with them. It's a lot cheaper to purchase these in bulk. This is the cassia cinnamon. It's huge and it's so much cheaper to do it this way. And so I just put what I need into the jar and then I seal up the rest. And so I have two methods of sealing. So one is this food preserver system, and it just comes with a plastic baggie. You fill the plastic bag, give some headspace, and then seal it. And it just runs through. The powders don't go everywhere, none of that. And you can use a sealing system for so many more things. But here, for example, is the parsley. So I took the parsley and that's sage, chives. Here's the parsley. I put what I needed in here for the parsley, and then I sealed the rest through this FoodSaver system. Sometimes though, I also use the glass jars, and I use this sealing machine. And I'm going to show you how both of these things work so you can choose what you think might work best for you. I use both, but it gives it a nice airtight seal, and then these spices are ready for you to preserve. So let's dive into how I use the sealer machine first. So I went ahead and topped off my jar with the curry spice that I'll need, and the rest of the spice I'd like to go ahead and seal up. So there's two options. I have these bags that already came with the machine, and I can just use this to make a bag. I would tear out or pull down what I need and then use this cutter just to cut the bag. But I already have some pre-cut bags that I bought, and they come in various sizes, like sandwich bag style, gallon size, and so this should be just perfect for what I need. So what I'm going to do is go ahead and shut this, because I don't need to mess with that. I don't need to press seal, just need to make sure that the power is on, and when I insert this bag, it'll go ahead and just automatically seal. So let's get to it. So I'm just going to go ahead and fill this bag up with what I need. And I'm going to leave some headspace in here, just a couple of inches. Make sure that's nice and open. And then I'm just going to transfer the contents from this bag into here. Work that down. And I have a little bit left, so let me just go ahead and get all of it in there. All right, and so now you can see that I have a food sealing bag with the contents that I need. And so now I'm just going to go ahead and make sure that's all down in there nice and tight. And then I'm going to insert this into the FoodSaver. And it automatically clicked on, and it's doing its thing. It has a progress bar that tells me it's almost done, and then the red means it's done. So it's going to go ahead and heat seal that off. Just waiting for it to, there you go, it clicks. And now this package is sealed. Oops, let me move that out of the way. It's sealed nice and airtight. You can see none of the seasonings got anywhere they weren't supposed to be. And so now I can just store this for longer term. And I just put it in my pantry. If you felt like you really wanted to, you could stick it in your freezer. But this will be just fine in the pantry until the next time. I would rather have those in the jar rather than in the FoodSaver system bags, and that's because I don't want them to necessarily be crushed. This will suck all of the air out, the method that I'm about to use, without crushing them in any way. So I'm just going to go ahead and fill the jar up with what I need. And then I'm going to use the vacuum sealer top for mason jars. And it comes in a wide mouth, and then there's an adapter piece you can put on for the smaller mouth. I filled up the jar, and I probably still have about a quarter of the bag left. I will do these in a smaller mason jar. Only because I'm out of these. I love this size. It's my favorite size because I store grains and all sorts of things in here. So I just go ahead and put the lid on, then put the electric mason jar vacuum sealer on the top. And then there's a button on here. You just press it. And now it's sucking out all of the air. So just check this out. And it takes probably about 60 to 80 seconds or so. It depends on how much air it has to suck out. But it has a little counter on the top so you can see how long it's already been while it's going. I usually set it aside and I go ahead and do different things while it's sucking it all out. So let me speed this up for you. That's all sucked out. Let me go ahead and just take the top of this off. It's got a nice little grip on there, but you can see that is a nice airtight seal. The air was sucked out of here, and so these are ready to go on the counter in the pantry. And then I went ahead and filled up the next jar while I was waiting, and I'll just go ahead and do the same thing. Pop that on there, suck the air out, and that's just how easy it is. Thanks to tools like this FoodSaver system and the mason jar sealer, I'm able to purchase my spices in bulk through Azure Standard and either preserve them with the FoodSaver system bags or in the mason jars with airtight seals. And that just helps me stay on budget, keep my food fresher for longer, and just be a good steward of our resources in general. So I will include links for the FoodSaver system and the mason jar sealer, as well as the Azure Standard, which is one of the best places that you can get spices. Thanks for taking the time to watch. If you have any questions, drop those in the comments.